Hello my friends, Kaitlyn here, and have you ever been to see a therapist before? Aren't those for crazy and dysfunctional people? You don't want people to know that about you. So if you've been watching my videos for a while, then you know that depression has been an ongoing battle for me for several years. Oh gosh, pretty much a decade now, isn't it? And I've dealt with other mental health issues like an anxiety disorder and OCD since I was 11. So I know some things. I have traveled the mental health recovery road. So this week I wanted to talk about 2 tools for recovery that have helped me. Today is going to be on going to therapy, and then check back on Thursday where we're going to talk about medication for mental illness. Okay, let's go. So I don't know about you, but growing up, the idea that therapy was for messed up people permeated my family. I don't know what influenced my parents and grandparents to have this view, but it heavily influenced me. Essentially, we thought, oh, you can get over anything if you just suck it up and move on. Also, don't talk about your problems, like not in depth. Pray about it, but don't tell people the nitty-gritty of it. Like the fact that I was plagued by thoughts of suicide. That was not something that you told people, and you certainly didn't go to a counselor. You were just supposed to deal with it on your own. So this was bad. So bad, and probably why I didn't seek help for a long time. But eventually I told a doctor how I was feeling, mostly because of friends who didn't hold the same kind of distrust for therapists, knew about my issues, and encouraged me to seek help. And telling a doctor led to working with a psychiatrist to find a medication, and then eventually them recommending a therapist for me to see. That's when I found that probably everybody needs therapy in one way or another. I finally started to see that asking for help was okay, and that telling someone how powerless and wrong I was feeling was okay, and not bottling up all of my emotions was okay. I come from a long line of people who bottle their emotions. I'm sorry, family, there is no offense meant to you. I just have had to find a different way to deal with life. Because it was literally killing me, all I thought about was dying for a long stretch of my life. So getting into therapy did several things for me. It gave me someone outside of the mess of my emotions to be accountable to. It allowed me to openly talk about my past without fear of repercussions. It gave me concrete goals to work toward. It helped me distinguish fears and anxieties from reality. It taught me how to change my patterns of toxic thinking. It worked with my antidepressants to pull me out of the pit that I had buried myself in. Now, some things I will say about therapy because it is not a magic fix-all. You have to work at it. It's not a passive experience. You get out of it what you put into it. And you have to find the right therapist. Maybe you would prefer a Christian-based one, or cognitive behavioral therapy, or group therapy versus one-on-one therapy. So for me, I was in therapy for 3 years, essentially until I was able to move away from my hometown, which was a trigger for a lot of my issues. Moving away was actually one of the goals that my therapist and I set up very early on, and it took some time, but eventually I was able to overcome the barriers, both real and ones that I had invented for myself, that were preventing me from being my best self. So I'm not actively in therapy right now, but that doesn't mean that I'm cured or that I don't need to use the techniques that I learned while there. For me, therapy was mostly about learning how to change my thinking patterns, and that's still something I have to do now. I learned the tools and now I apply them. It's like taking off the training wheels, woo! So dealing with mental illness can be a scary and lonely thing, but I wanted to share my story with you guys and why I think so highly of therapy, so that if you are struggling, you would be encouraged to get into therapy or seek some help. Please, please, please ask for help. It is not an embarrassment and it does not make you weak, and therapists are not there to screw with your brain and steal your money. I mean, some might, but that could happen in any field, so that's why you have to find the right one. I wish you luck, my friends, on your mental health journey. I would love to hear from you about your experiences with therapy or counseling, so just tell me down in the comments, and remember to like, favorite, share, and subscribe if this video made you smile or gave you some hope. See you guys on Thursday.